Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I am so excited for this very first episode of the Small Business Marketing Q&A show live. I am presenting today on some analytics, Google Analytics, and we're going to be reviewing, why we want analytics and how to really go in and find information quickly because there's definitely a lot of information in there. But if you're new to the Small Business Marketing Q&A show, this is something that every week I am taking questions from small business owners about marketing, digital marketing, and I'm answering them for everyone to learn from. And this is our very first week doing a live show, so thank you everyone who's here to support me, and I hope you learned something great today. So this week's question is about Google Analytics, and it's submitted from Rebecca at Cambiati Wellness Centers in Lafayette, California. And she was asking, what is an easy way to go into analytics and just look at your results, right? So if anybody has used Google Analytics, you'll know that it is a lot of data, but I'm going to try to simplify that for you today. Before we dive into the data, I just want to talk a little bit about why we want something like Google Analytics. And the reason really is all this marketing that you're doing, everything that you're doing to try to grow your business, don't you want to know what's working and what's not working? So we look at Google Analytics and we can really see a lot of information about who's coming to our website, who's spending money, who's bouncing or just coming and then leaving right away. We get to see all of that data and it'll help us to make more informed decisions. So let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen, I think. Okay, so 1 moment. So sorry guys, Facebook isn't letting me share. Wait. Let me figure this out. I'm so sorry to everyone that's here. I apologize. Well, it kind of looks like they're not going to let me do this when I just practiced it, let me do it. And I know that they've been having some issues with this live, but let's talk about some Google Analytics anyway. So within Google, you are able to really see not only who's coming to your website, but also how they are getting to your website. So this could be from social media platforms, this can be from anything like Google search, Bing search, from your website. If you have other people that are linking to your site, that can be coming in from there. So you really do want to know where people are coming from, and of those people, who's spending money, who's signing up, who's taking action on any of your offerings, and it can really help you to decide where you want to maybe invest in some advertising and things like that. So I will say, when you are looking for some help with setting up analytics, it can be a little bit much, and I would recommend that you maybe outsource that one. Most of the time I will tell you how to do things so you don't have to spend the extra money, but in this case, I even outsource some of it. It can get really technical. There are some basic things that you can do. That's the kind of stuff that I do. But then you can really get very granular and down to the button. If people click a certain button, you can know about it. So this is really a great way to manage your efforts and know what is working for you. So let's take a look. I'm going to try this one more time to see if it'll let me share my screen. It'll be awful if it doesn't, because that's where all of my information is for you guys. But I can also put some screenshots up afterwards if that's the case. So sorry. So if you are in your Google Analytics account, you can go to your, it'll come to a main dashboard, and you can then take a look and see under different categories. You have your audience, you can look at your traffic, but under the traffic, my favorite place to hang out is you'll look at all traffic, and then it'll say source medium. And in there, you're able to look at who's coming. You can see everything in a glance, and you want to know who's, like what platforms are driving the most. So let's say you're analyzing your social media efforts. If that's happening, if you have campaigns across a bunch of platforms, you'd want to know which ones are actually coming back to your website, which ones are performing well. So in that case, you can see the individual platforms, and it'll also show you like the platform itself, and then also the mobile version. And you'll notice that in most businesses that I work with, mobile traffic is huge. So making sure that your website is able to accommodate mobile traffic, that it loads fast, that it has everything that you would want for a good user experience. So you don't want the buttons too close together, because how frustrating is it when you're trying to tap on something on your phone and you just can't access it because everything is too close together. So you want to think about those kinds of things, and Google will be able to tell you how long people are looking at those. Next, you want to make sure that if you are going to be doing any advertising with Google, you can actually see under the customer demographics where what their interests are, what they're actively searching for, and things like that, what categories that they're falling under. So you can certainly do that and take a look there and see if there's a way for you to pair up those categories with your advertising. Additionally, this will also show you, if you go down to the content area, it's going to show you a kind of like an outline, a diagram of when people come into your site, what page they're coming into, and it'll tell you when they're dropping off, so when they're leaving. So a lot of times we can see, like, maybe they come in on the home page and they're going through, and you may notice that a bunch of people just drop off when they're on a specific page. So that's something that you'd want to maybe look at the page and make sure that it has a good user experience, and maybe that's why people are dropping off. So, while this was not the presentation I'd hoped to give you today, I hope you did get something out of it. I will, after this, record another quick video just kind of showing you how to find all of those spots, and I will put it in the show notes here. Next week, I want you to make sure you come back. We have a question from Sue in California, and she's asking how a very small business, and she means very small, can compete online with all of her competitors. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I have a lot of great ways to stand out as a small business, so I hope you tune in next week. Until then, have a fabulous day, have a fabulous rest of the week, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.